Today, we will be looking at how to take the contact form submissions on your website, automatically update your lead list, and get all that information sent right to your email. Let's get right into it. So as you can see here, we have a contact us form. I'm just gonna quickly go through the end result of what all happens, and then we'll break it down in n8n. So, someone comes to your website, they're filling out their information. They'll be John Smith. Where do they live? Let's go with Edmonton. Email johnsmith@sample.com. Actually, let's change it up. Looks like I used that before. And their phone number 780-888-1122. This is a test for the new workflow. So before I submit this, I just want to show you what will happen. So I have a company leads list here. Now, anyone coming on your website and submitting into the contact us form, you're not going to want to lose that information. They have some sort of interest in what you guys do. They're looking for more information, so you never want to lose that information. So what we have here is a full list of all the potential leads that your company may get or already has here. So when you fill out that contact form, that person's information will automatically get updated on this Google Sheets, and additionally all of their info will be sent to your email. So let's go ahead and send this. So customer comes on the website, sends it, boom, success. It's just added. Next in line, they get a new ID number, their name, city, email, phone number. Perfect. Let's go into our emails. Let's refresh this. Perfect. Contact form submission from John Smith and a nicely formatted with all of the information there. So now let's go ahead and look at behind the scenes what's happening in the workflow. Let's start a new workflow here and we'll break it down. So how we receive that information is using a webhook. So we're gonna add the first step on a webhook call, and perfect, here we go. For my website, I've been using Replit because it's super user-friendly, super easy to maneuver and navigate. So let's go into my web page, but before I do that, I want to copy the webhook test URL. So we'll copy that here. Go into my Replit website, and I just want to tell it to send the information to that webhook URL. So I'm just gonna say, send the info from the contact form to the following webhook URL. And I'll just paste it in there and let it do its thing. Okay, it has now been updated, so it is sending all of this information to our new webhook. What I want to do is feed it some data so that we can use that while we continue with the workflow. So let's go on, who should we use? Brian Thompson. Okay. Got it done here. We just created another test. Before we send that through, like I said, we just have to open the door, listen for the test event so that it's able to receive that information. So we will send the message through, and we got another error. No kidding, because this HTTP method, we need to use post method. We're not, what the get method would have done is try to take in information. It's like a request, and it's saying, hey, find this information for me and tell me what it is. That's not what we're doing. We're wanting to take information and complete an action with that information, which will be updating our lead list. So we need to change this to post method, and this should fix our issue. So let's try again, but let's open up the door here. Perfect. So there we go. We've got it. As you can see here, we have all of this information it has sent us. So I'm just going to pin this so we don't lose it. and we don't need to keep sending form submissions throughout this while we create the workflow here. As you can see, there's a lot of information in this output that we do not need. All we really want is this body, the name, city, email, phone, message. So in order to use it at the end, we're just going to add a set node. So we're going to set the fields. So we're going to add our name, and we're just going to drag the name to the value. Perfect. And we're going to do this for each of our outputs. City, email, phone, and our message. Perfect. So when we execute this step, it's going to look much nicer than this whole junk of input here. There we go. So that's what we love to see. We're going to pin that again and continue on. The next step here is, as you can see on the leads list, each lead or each potential customer has their own ID. I don't want it to repeat, and I don't want the next one to be random, 537 right when we just finished 124 here. I want the next one to be 125. So what we need to do is we need to pull in that information, find the next number, and associate that one to the new lead that's coming in. So how we go about that is, let's put this up here. We create a Google Sheets action here. And more specifically, it's going to be the get rows in Sheets. So I've connected my Google account using the Google Sheets API here. We are going to use a sheet within a document. So all that means is it's using this sheet, because you can add many. I don't want these, but if we had multiple sheets in that document, it just lets us choose which one we want. So we're going to use this list one from the document company leads. So that's all that means. Get rows, we're going to choose, since I have mine connected, this is the only document I have on this account. So it's going to be company leads, lists. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Lists. So right now, if I clicked execute step, it's pulling in all of the information from this Google Sheet, but that's not what I need. We have all this information of the new potential customer. All I'm trying to look for, or all I'm trying to find, is the new ID number. So I don't want to pull everything. I just want to look at the IDs for now. So we're going to add an option, and it's going to be data location on sheet. And we're going to specify the range, and it's going to be A1 to A. And all this means, A1 to A. All this means is it's going to start here and look at all of this information and pull in all that data. So let's execute the step and see how it goes. Perfect. So it came back with 24 items. If we want to look all the way down, oh, here we go. And it's got boom, boom. So it pulled in everything up to row 25, ID number 124, which is perfect. That's right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin this step. So again, we don't need to keep executing it while we are testing this workflow here. So next step for us now is to take all that data that we just found, all those IDs, figure out what the highest one is, and then get the next highest and attach it to our new customer. So how to do that is we're going to add a function or code node here, code in JavaScript, and then we're going to paste in some code that I've created. Now, if you want, you can screenshot this, or ChatGPT is going to be a big friend of yours as well. All you would need to do is go into your ChatGPT account, tell it exactly what you're doing, what the n8n workflow is, how far you've gone, and say, hey, I have this information. I'm using a function node to find the next one. What code do I need in order to output that next highest value? And it will tell you what to do. You might need a couple tries if you are struggling with the prompt, but it can help you with this code. But for now, you can just copy and paste what I have here if you're doing something exactly like this. So all this does is it gets all the IDs, converts them into numbers, finds the largest one, and then outputs the next highest number. So if you've got a list, all the IDs go up to 10,054, it's going to output 10,055. So let's execute this step. Boom. Our next ID is 125. So we'll pin that. We'll go back to the leads list because, okay, perfect. We got 124 here. So the next one is going to be 125. That is perfect. Next step, what we want to do is merge our ID with our lead information. So we're going to add a merge node. We're not appending it, we're combining it. We're combining all that information together. And we're doing position, combine items based on their order. And we got two inputs. The inputs are going to be our new ID number and all of our lead information. So it's pretty much just going to look like this, but it's also going to have our ID, which is exactly what we want. So let's run this, see what happens. Perfect. So that's exactly what we want. Looks super nice. And we can use that when we move forward here. Now we have two things left to do. So it's going to split up again. We need the information from the contact form to come to our email. And additionally, we need this lead information to be added onto our Google Sheets. So let's start with the addition into the Google Sheets lead list here. So let's add another Google Sheets node. And what we want to append row. We want to add a row into our Google Sheet. So again, sheet within document, append row, we are choosing the company leads and the list sheet within the company leads document. It has found all of our values automatically from our nicely formatted table here. Or not exactly a table, but our list. And we just need to input what we want. So our ID is going to come from this value, 125, our name, and so on. City, email, phone. For the lead list, I don't need the message. I don't want the message. If you wanted to add a spot on here that had the message, go for it, but that's not where I want to see the message. All I want here is to never lose any leads. So if I need to follow up, I've got their contact information. I know how I can follow up with them. The message, I just want that in my Gmail, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. So this is perfect. That is done. So this is going to add a row with all this information here. So we can do that if we want. Perfect. Let's check it out. And it was just added here perfectly. Okay, so that's done. Now we just need to get the information in an email. We need to get the message, which is the reason they filled out the form in the first place. So we'll go back to our n8n. I want to drop this down here. And we need to get a Gmail set up, and we are going to send a message. I have linked my Gmail account using the Gmail API. So you will need to set that up if you are doing something like this. So where do I want the email to go? Whatever email you want the form submissions, the contact us form to go to. So I'll put it to my work email, SLOVOLVE@gmail.com. What do I want the subject to be? Let's say new form submission from, and then the person who, we just gotta change this to expression so that we can add this here, from our new lead. So this will change obviously depending on who filled out the form. So new form submission from our person. Email type, HTML. It doesn't need to be HTML, but I want to show you something really neat that is going to make everything look much better for you. I want to take you back to the test we did at the beginning because this looks visually appealing, it looks neat, it looks tidy. If you just get this information sent to you in an email, it's going to look like a normal email. It's not going to have this, these nice cards. It's not going to be formatted like this, how I have it. You can even click on the email and automatically start a reply email to them. This does not come automatically. You need to set this up using an HTML format. Do I know how to do that? No, that is not an issue, and you don't need to worry about that either. I'm gonna take you over to ChatGPT, which again is gonna be a huge friend of yours. So let's go over there right now. And I wanna show you what I prompted it to get this, what I would say is a very nice visually appealing template. So as you can see here, I just said create a simple, well-formatted email template in HTML. The temple, awesome spelling there. The template will incorporate information for the contact us form on a website. Send it to my email in a well-formatted way. It will include the person's name, city, email, phone, and the message. You can go above and beyond telling it what colors you want. Make sure it includes my brand, logo, and name, whatever you want. This is just very simple, very basic. What is this, 3 sentences? You can go above and beyond, but with a simple prompt like this, it gave me this HTML code, which will hop back over to n8n and show you how I ensure it uses this template every time. So let's go over there right now. So like I said, we got email type as HTML instead of text so that we can format it how we want. And then we will put in our message. So we'll change this to expression because we're gonna be using this information within the message. Let's open this up. Let's paste the HTML we got from ChatGPT there. And let's substitute in our information we need in here. So the name, we're gonna take this out and it's gonna be whatever name we submit on the form. And we're gonna do this throughout. It's already put in the placeholders for all the information we need. All we're gonna do here is sub out all the placeholders that it created with our information here, so that obviously each one takes in the exact information from the form. Okay, now that we have replaced all of our placeholders in the email HTML template, let's execute the step and get the email here. Perfect, okay, let's check the email. Okay, refresh. Here we go, new form submission from Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson, the Duke, email. There we go, you can click this, quick reply, and it all looks good. So there we have it, but there's still a couple more things we need to do within n8n to get this fully functional. All right, so let's hop back over here. So it all looks good. Everything works. We receive the information, set our fields, find the new ID, merge the ID with all of the potential customer or lead information, add it to our lead list, and get the email. Currently, it is going to our test URL. We need it to go to our production URL so it can run automatically on form submissions on the website. So let's copy this here and go out, and let's just hop back over to our web page. So now that we're over here, I'm just going to tell it to update the webhook URL to this. Update the webhook URL to this. And it'll update it so we can actually use the production ready URL. Okay, there we go. It has updated the webhook URL that it's sending the information to. So we'll hop back over to our workflow and we need to activate the workflow. Workflow activated, perfect. If that had not been activated, it's not gonna receive the information. It's not flowing, the door is not open. Right now, we have activated it. It's sending it to our production URL. So we are fully good to go. I'm gonna unpin all of these, save this, and we are done. When somebody goes onto the website, fills out the contact us form, it automatically enters their information into our lead list on Google Sheets and sends us all the information into our email in a nicely formatted HTML template. So there we go. The only last thing you may want to do that I enjoy doing is just updating the names of each of these nodes to make it look nicer for you. So webhook doesn't mean much for me. Receive form info. Then we're at edit fields. We're kind of, and all I'm doing is when I click on it, I press the space bar. Setting the fields, I am get all IDs, finding next ID, merging all the data, sending to you. This one is less like sending an email and more like receiving the contact form. So I'll say receive contact form submission, and this one is add new lead. And there we go. It looks nice. Now you know what each one is doing and you are good to go. So let's go back over to the website and test it out to ensure everything works correctly. So go back over to the website. What name? Let's just use Paul Bernard. The city, let's go with Toronto. Paul Bernard at sample.com. Phone number 825-671-1111. Last test to ensure this runs perfectly. Let's send that message. All right, let's check our lead list for Paul Bernard. There we go, Toronto. And let's check our emails. Easy as. So there we go. Appreciate you guys checking in. This one's been a fun one. I hope you learned something. I'm gonna be coming out with a bunch of new workflows that are gonna be practical for you and your business. If you have any questions, send me an email. I've got my email down in the description. I'd be happy to help you, happy to work with you. And you know, for more videos like this, subscribe, hit a like. Appreciate you guys so much, and stay tuned for much more. Looking forward to it. Cheers.